Hey y'all, I'm back in the kitchen getting ready to pressure can chicken. Sounds strange, looks strange, but it's wonderful, trust me. So I got about 5 pounds of chicken. I have 7 jars there. I've already washed them and sterilized them. I have some soap. I have my canner over there with the water, and I have some vinegar in my water for the hard water deposit. This is canning salt. I'm doing quart jars, so I'm adding a whole teaspoon of salt to each jar. I'm also gonna add a teaspoon of, I'm gonna add about half of a teaspoon of garlic to each jar. And I'm gonna fill these jars a inch headspace. So I cut my chicken breast into chunks. I am going to debubble. I'm not gonna add any liquid. I'm not gonna add liquids to this at all. So I'm only gonna have 3 jars of chicken. The rest I'm gonna freeze. I'm gonna put it in a freezer bag and freeze it. I have some water to my lids. I only need 3. And I'm gonna just heat them up. And like I said, I am going to go through here and debubble these jars. So now I'm gonna take my towel, my paper towel, clean paper towel, dip it into my jar or my little bowl here with vinegar. And I'm just going to clean around the rim of my jar to make sure that there's nothing on there that will prevent the lids from sealing. Just gonna put my little lids on. Rings, fingertip tight. I'm going to put them into my pressure canner. And I'm going to process these in the pressure canner. Have my water already to the proper measurements. I'm going to look through my little pipe here and make sure I can see through it, and I can. And make sure there's nothing preventing you from seeing through that pipe. Then I'm doing cold packs, so my canner is cold, my jars are cold. So I'm just gonna add my jars in here. I'm gonna put an extra jar in with water, just filled up with water. And I'm gonna grab an old lid. I'm not gonna use the new lid for that. So I am going by the Ball Blue Book here for preserving, guide to preserving. So I got quart jars. So I am going to process my quart jars in my canner for an hour and 15 minutes. Once this canner is blowing out a steady stream of air out of this little pipe here, once that starts to happen, I'll let that vent like that for about 10 minutes. Then I'll put my 10 pounds of pressure my 10-pound weight on for my 10 pounds of pressure. For my altitude, it's 10 pounds of pressure, so you would definitely have to know your altitude to know how much pressure you'll use. Then I'll put this little weight on top and I'll start my timer. Okay, I wanted to say, actually, I'm not going to set my timer until this little weight jiggler starts to rock back and forth at a steady pace. Then I'm going to set my timer. But until then, we'll just wait for the canner to do its thing. All right, you guys, the canner is flowing at a steady pace. A steady stream of steam is flowing from that little pipe there. So I'm going to start I'm going to let it do that for 10 minutes. So 1 hour and 10 minutes. All right, you guys. My canner is loud. It is loud. But I wanted to come back and say, when I said that I was going by the Ball Blue Book for preserving foods on my processing of my chicken breast, I am actually not using the whole recipe because in the Ball Blue Book, it calls for you to add liquids to your jar. And I did not add any liquids to my jar. So that is basically the only difference. The only different thing, well, two. I also added garlic, and that recipe doesn't call for garlic. Doesn't call for garlic, and it calls for you to add liquids. I added garlic, and I did not add liquids. But other than that, I am using the guide from the recipe from the Ball Blue Book by the minutes that I'm canning on and the procedures too as well. So if you can and you'll probably say, oh no, you're not using the Ball but recipe, and I am not using it totally. So I just wanted to clarify that so there was no misunderstanding. So I just turned the canner off. It is done processing. Now all I have to do is let it sit, and that little button needs to go down before I can open it. That's the indicator that there is still that it's still hot. So, and the pressure needs to go down. So once that button goes down, it'll let me know that the pressure is down and that it's safe and it's cool enough for me to open it. Okay, you guys, I had to leave and come. I had to leave, but I'm back now, and the canner is cooled off. The little button is down, so I'm getting ready to take the chicken out. Everything is done. Still going to open that away from me though because it's still warm. Get that there. Using my little thingamajiggamas. It's still boiling. So there it is. Let me take you guys over a little closer so you can see. Canned chicken, it smells so good. As you can see, it's still boiling. All of my lids have already sealed. So that's it. It's canned chicken. I want to show you the one can that I have left from the first time that I canned chicken. I canned this one in 2020. And that's the last jar. It doesn't look good, but I'm telling you, it is delicious. Seriously, I'm not kidding you. It's delicious. Delicious. Doesn't look that great, but it's good. So here we go, all canned. You guys, don't forget, if you like this video, to give me a thumbs up and leave some comments. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments section. I'll answer them for you if I can. And I appreciate you all for watching. Have a blessed day. I'm exhausted because I had to run to the grocery store and do some grocery shopping, and the shelves were so empty at the grocery store. Like certain items, not everything. They had a lot of meat in the meat sections. The meat section was full. I should have did a video, but it was so many people in the stores because, you know, it's the holiday weekend. But anyway, you guys, peace out. Have a happy Memorial Day. If I don't see you guys before Memorial Day, and have a blessed day. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.